Welcome to Stuke's Baseball Cards and Curiosities. Today I'm going to go over a bunch of cards and some memorabilia that I picked up at a local postcard show and a local antique mall. It was kind of a test run for the National. I spent like 3 or 4 hours at the postcard show and looking through a lot of boxes, found some cool baseball items among other sports, and I went to the antique mall, met one of my favorite dealers there, Jesse. He's got a corner booth there right when you come in the door. Lots of great items there, not just sports. He's got records, comics, you name it, he's got it in his booth, and prices are great. So I'm going to turn this around and show you my loot from the weekend. Okay, I'm going to go through these rather quickly because I got 40, 50 items that I picked up. Just a lot of great deals. We'll start off with 1935 World Series scorecard. And that was the Detroit Tigers, Chicago Cubs. And it is dated on the inside. You can see there it says 1935 World Series Ford broadcast. Doesn't have the teams listed, the players and everything, but you can see Detroit, so I'm assuming it's from Detroit. Next up, I got a batch of presidential silks from the 1910 era. John Quincy Adams, William McKinley, and Benjamin Harrison. And those were from the postcard show. These next group is from the antique mall. A bunch of soccer players from 1923. Some of them have 2 players on them like this. In the back will have some advertising. This one's actually 1922. Awesome condition though. They're all in the same condition. I don't know enough about the soccer players from back there yet. There's some fantastic cards. I got a nice amount of them. They're not real valuable, but they're nice condition and they're old. Here's a couple with a single player on them. This football card is from the antique mall. Always liked the Minnesota guys. Leo Namalini, also a professional wrestler in the Vern Gagne stable. Nice 54 Bowman football card. Here's a different Sadahara O, his coach's manager card. I think 2006. And one of the all-time great hockey sets, 1954 tops. There's Bob Armstrong. Next up we have a Ted Williams glove tag from the 1960s from Sears. And if you open it up, I'll pull it out of the holder here. And here's what it looks like when it's opened up. Got your little guarantee. And here's this is from the postcard show. It's a Victorian trade card. James Garfield, and has his assassination date on the bottom. 1881. But he still lived for a couple months later and passed away on September 19th. And here's the advertising on the back, hardware store. Out of Kansas. And yes, the postcard show delivered with some well, they are the boxing 1922 exhibit. I'm sorry, 1921 exhibit. Former heavyweight champ Jess Willard. And here's another 1921. Former champion Bob Fitzsimmons. I like these, the ones with the bios on the back. And actually some of the people they fought. And Fitzsimmons was famous for fighting Jack Johnson. And I got a batch of 1948 all-time baseball greats. George Sisler. Grover Cleveland Alexander. These have the cream backs. The white backs for these were made in 1974. Eddie Collins. So at the National, I'll probably be looking for like some of these, maybe a Babe Ruth. There's Cy Young. And these were all like $10 or $15 each, which is a very good price. And those were at the Postcard show. And we'll go back to the antique mall where I picked these up. Here's a 59 Clementi. '64 Vic Power. '65 high number from the Twins, Gary Fosnow. And a 1970 Topps Rod Carew. And finally, I really like the way these Kellogg's 3D cards look in the SGC slabs. There's Tony Perez, 1971. The next group is mostly from pretty much all from the Postcard show. Here's I believe it's a 1970 era team issue card of Hank Aaron. '70s Johnny Bench fan club card. And this one has information on the back. I'll hold that closer so you can read it. Thank you for your interest. Hit 'em hard. And here's a postcard of the Chicago White Sox American League ballpark. There you can see Charlie Comiskey sitting there watching the game from the upper deck. Awesome view of the old ballpark in Chicago. And next I'll have 3 different views of Polo Grounds, and each one of them has a picture inset of John McGraw. Very reasonable price for a John McGraw card. I mean, they're $8 to $10 at the at the postcard show. Here's another one. Doesn't have the white borders like the other one. Other one did. Here's one with the plumper cheeks for John McGraw. It's not in an oval this time. Great view of Polo Grounds. Next is the 1928 Chicago Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals, sorry. Thinking football, and it's a Block Brothers postcard. It's got some big names on there. There's, see if it can focus it. Rogers Hornsby's on the team, among others. It's a great real photo postcard. Never been used. I do like to get my postcards used, but can't always have that. Here's a Louisville Slugger postcard. Johnny Bench and Pee Wee Reese checking out some bats. Look at those stacks of bats there. Not often you see a card with Johnny Bench in his civilian clothes. Here's the back of that. You can see the Louisville Slugger and a little story that they're examining Johnny Bench's personal bats. Here's an unusual one too. It's Warren Spahn from his coaching days from the Cleveland Indians. This is a Dexter Press postcard of Walter Johnson, and this is a photo that hung in the Twins stadium for many years, that actual painting. You can see the back. Talks about the painter and the last one is a team close to my hometown, Drayton, North Dakota. One of the players there, Frank Brousseau, went on to make the major leagues. He pitched 3 games. I don't know if you really call it making the major leagues, but he had a couple game experience there. That's cool uniforms. That stadium was long gone by the time I was playing baseball against that town. So thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the cards. I may do a video early next week, talk about national plans. I'll be there Tuesday through Saturday, and looking forward to seeing everybody that shows up. Thanks for everybody for watching. Have a great weekend.